Всем привет, мы продолжаем проходить сюжет по ивентам. Первую часть мы прошли, осталось еще две части. Так что приступим проходить. О чем у нас тут? Так вот, так вот. Так, ну что ж, приступим. Ну это что? Понял. И чё, типа, как? Установить. Ну-ка. Понял.
Better than nothing.
Еба. Прикольно. Чё, телепорт на стама? А нет, вот он. Типа, ой, серьезно? Понял. Так, значит, кошелетку сначала проходить, с этим потом.
Finally, someone has arrived.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Maimuna. We've brought Adia with us.
Thank you, Kale. It's been quite some time since I've seen you. If anything, I thought you'd be curled up somewhere crying alone.
Hey, you shouldn't be saying things like.
Doesn't seem to be the first time Paimon's heard so.
You wanna see me cry? Fine. I'll stop crying right here!
No, please.
All right, I shouldn't have said that. Now, who are these?
And Paimon is Paimon!
They're reliable helpers. Lucky for you that I found them. You'd better be more careful about how you speak to them.
Of course. Good to meet you. You may call me Maimuna. For the sake of time, we should forego.
Я немножко громкость музыки повысил на 1 единицу, потому что здесь музыка офигенно звучит. Так что, скорее всего, мне даже, может быть, не слышно быть из-за музыки. Ну, все равно. Здесь музыка что-то уж какая-то тихая именно здесь. В принципе, ладно.
Wow! Look at that huge tent!
Amazing, isn't it? I helped make it. What fun would a fairground...
Really? Paimon knew you couldn't be so pathetic. Huh?
What is it, Kale?
Sorry. I'm afraid it might dampen the mood.
That's not important.
Well, there are lots of vendor booths set up here, but they're...
The truth is, this used to be an exciting and bustling place. But just a few days ago, something happened.
Like, the world was suddenly flipped up.
Yes, exactly. Something fell from the central hub into the tent and knocked down the crystal light that was hanging at the top.
Oh, the crystal light.
Mm-hmm. I remember a certain someone said that we should have beautiful lights to celebrate at a fair. But once the light fell, the tent became a complete mess and the hydro-idolins were trapped inside. Just when I was at my wit's end, a man from the Lawrence clan came and...
Wait, he offered to help you?
Yes, and he refused to listen to any of my warnings.
Yes? And then?
Yeah, don't leave us hanging here. What happened?
And that's it. He became trapped inside along with the hydro-idolins.
Oh no, we have to do something. We can't.
I know, but the situation inside might be more difficult than you think.
Just talking about it is a waste of time. Since we're already here, let's go.
All right.
Типа там заблудился, что он настолько большой. Ну, загрузка как всегда.
To be a large stage inside, but after everything got shaken up, it seems the very nature of the entire place was all. The lamps and crystal light that were hanging above have all fallen down, which makes.
Wait, so you mean it's difficult to.
Yes, mainly because of the light. Do any of you have experience being on stage? Once the stage lights.
I can't stand that feeling. Having everyone's
Me too! I'm no good at speaking in front of people. And then to have everyone stare.
Sounds like you have some things you haven't been.
Please don't laugh. I'm trying my best to change that, but.
No, there's nothing funny about that. And you know what? That's my opinion anyway. Think about it. Only people who have high standards. You have many good qualities, Kale. I bet if you had to learn dance since childhood like myself.
No way!
I can relate. I know exactly how.
Maybe we should find a time for you to learn with me. And one day, you will become an outstanding dancer too. By that time, you'll be so focused on
Wow. You are so passionate. Really? You do that? You wouldn't think I look stupid and secret.
You really think I'm that kind of person?
Oh, no! Of course not.
Seems there's no need for me to warn you again. Anyway, you just need to open the
Что мне надо? Сундук. Блять. Я только увиделся, кого играть.
Wait, what's that thing in the middle there?
That's my crystal light! It's been locked up.
Well, let's figure out a way to fix this. Looks like we need to raise the platform underneath the crystal light.
If I remember correctly, the stage controls should be somewhere around here.
Куда, блять, пошел? Вернулся
It
быстро.
seems we have to use the colorful lens to make the light change colors.
Я могу пользоваться? Нет.
I condemn you! Crush!
That's one way of shining new light on the problem.
Hey, Maimuna? Do you happen to know someone named Sino?
No, never heard that name before. Why do you ask?
Oh, never mind then. I was just thinking you two would have a lot in common.
Back to the situation at hand. We should probably head into the passageway that opened now.
Hello? Is anyone here? If you can hear me, please help!
Lessig Lawrence?
Who are you? Who has the audacity?
You sure don't look like you're an
Yep.
He's a member of the Lawrence clan, all right. Even though he's hanging on by a thread, he's...
You. What are you doing? Huh. Have you come here to mock me, Eula?
If you would just think for a moment, it should be pretty obvious why we are here. Yet, now you're intentional. Of course, you don't have to accept my help. After all, aristocrats are naturally superior and...
Yes, thanks for the reminder.
I don't think he really means it, Eula. His tone was harsh, but he keeps glancing at you from the corner of his eyes. It's my opinion as the healer.
Okay. He's been trapped for so long that it seems he's forgotten how to hold a decent conversation. How ridiculous.
Hey, no, wait! Halt! You cannot just leave me here. Helping me when necessary certainly won't tarnish your prestige. If anything, my embarrassing predicament...
This is the best reason you could come up with? You think tacking on the word family will be enough to talk? You should be ashamed for your careless actions. It's because of you that we all had to come here.
Seems everyone in the Lawrence clan is this way. They'll do anything to save face.
All right. Looks like it's time for the mascot to step in. Here you go. One for Eula, and one for Lessig.
What is this? Candy?
Thanks.
Oh, the smell. It's just like the aroma I smelled.
Yes, that's right. Enjoying something sweet.
Oh, thank you, Miss Mascot.
So he's willing to thank someone else, but not me.
Eula has been worrying about you the past few days, and asked me several times. But now that you two have been reunited, I won't have to keep answering her.
Let me clarify one thing. I don't care what happens to him. If you're going to keep saying nonsense like...
Eula will never admit that she actually cares about him. Yeah, you're probably right.
If you're going to keep saying nonsense like this, then at least...
Oh, sure.
Sorry. I admit my mistake. I know I've...
Why couldn't you have just said that?
I'm back. Oh? Have you already finished catching up?
Oh, nothing.
All right. Then let's clean things up here and keep working our way toward getting the crystal light fixed.
I'll take him and find some place for him to rest.
All right. I'll leave my cousin. You'd better rest up and regain your strength before we settle things, Lesson.
Разговор.
Now, let's see if there's any way to keep raising the platform higher. We probably will need to find a mechanism that's like a lamp.
Strange. Is that really the Lessig that I know?
You shouldn't always judge people based on the way you knew them before. People change, and people can always make different choices.
Oh, look! There's a water droplet over there!
Ah, a hydroidolin. It must have been trapped in the curtain. But at least it seems to be okay.
Блять, радостный какой. Ой, я понял. Взять. Так.
It is a magical tent, after all. The inside is much larger than it appears from the outside. Haven't you heard stories with this sort of thing before?
Oh, another path has appeared! This should be the—
Yes, don't worry. We're almost to the top of the tent. The last thing we need to do is raise the crystal light to the very top. After the stage collapsed, I realized that having it raised only halfway makes it look a lot like the stage at the Grand Bazaar.
No, I haven't.
I have. I've gone there a few times. The place is bustling with all kinds of vendors. And if you're lucky,
Oh, a dance from Sumeru? I'd like to see that myself.
it doesn't matter if it's on the way or not. I would be happy to take you whenever you have time, Eula.
Great. I'll take you up on that offer.
Now that Paimon thinks about it, we've already been there more times.
Really? My father used to help with festivities at the Grand Bazaar and would always give me candy during the events.
Подожди, это что?
I was just a kid and didn't understand anything. I was happy as long as he gave me some candy. To me, I always thought my father was amazing and wanted to be just like him when I grew up.
But aren't you a scholar in the academia, Mimuna? As far as I know, scholars seldom could spend time doing anything. I doubt you could have time to assist your father in preparing for
Yeah, seems you read me. When I had the choice between becoming who I wanted to be and who my parents wanted me to be, I ended up choosing the latter.
That's almost the exact—
You must have already realized that. Why else would you set up all the booths here and make this place like a fairgrounds?
Yes, but I'm still not as happy as I am. I realized that attending a fair and running a fair are the main reason my childhood was so fun and carefree is because my family worked hard. But my father knew how difficult and tiring running a fair could be, so he wanted to— But in the end, I didn't. I gave up on myself and resorted to investigating ley lines in the desert. I finally had a chance to make my wish of running a fair come true. But after seeing everything come crashing down,
It's not as bad as you make it out to be, Mimuna. No need to feel so down. You have the courage to change. You've been actively guiding us on this journey. Someone who's given up on themselves could never do these things. Oh, Kale.
I understand my situation better than anyone. You don't—
It's not that I'm trying to comfort you. It's just that people sometimes don't realize that they're— Believe me, this is something that I learned—
Oh, what are you trying to say?
Oh, nothing. Now,
All right.
Три прожектора.
the colored pieces of the bolt have melted.
Yes, the lens is made of materials that are easily melted by light.
А,
Is it me or
Yeah.
do I smell something sweet here?
то есть он плавится? А если так? И так тоже? Блин. А что дальше-то делать? Что этим-то я просто не могу? А, понял. Да еб...
to raise the crystal light, then we need to open the top of the tent.
Понятно.
Hey, Idea! We're back!
Oh, I was starting to wonder what was taking you so long. But I'm pretty good at taking care of people. Seems I
don't know if I should be worried for him or...
The shadow. It's massive. Wait.
Seems he still might need a little more time to recover.
Of course. With a team like the Traveler, Paimon, Kale, and Eula, they're at least 40 times more reliable than you.
Only 40 times more reliable? That means I'm still pretty good then.
I guess it's impossible to feel like you've lost once you've already given up. I'm a little concerned.
Huh? What has happened? How did I get outside of the tent? Ah, that's right.
Oh, you're awake now. Don't worry. That's just a side effect of your treatment.
I'm afraid I still feel...
Lessig Lawrence.
Oh, it's you, Eula. All right, I'll do it. I'll come back to Mons...
Interesting. Now you want to talk. Seems like you've had a change of heart. In that case, maybe you'll be able to explain everything in detail for us.
I admit it, yes. I came here in hopes... It was a long journey, and I didn't always know the way. I passed through Liyue and Sumeru. There was even a... But the peculiar thing is, I realized that nobody knew me out there. You and I are like glass pawns that were raised in shackles. We were taught to act like noble, such pompous, hateful, and stubborn teaching. It all culminated to making us cling to the... It's like a never-ending game of tug-of-war, but it is meaningless. You understand.
Paimon sorta understands what...
Everything he said is true. Your family is probably unaware that you've...
Yes, this has all happened recently. After coming to this domain, I realized the monster... All that I and many other members of the Lawrence clan long for is a...
Lessig, both you and I never had anything to do with the glory of the Lawrence clan.
I originally planned on returning to Mondstadt after taking care of things here. I never thought you would come here.
See, people can always make different choices. And it seems that Lessig has also...
Yes, about that.
That's all right. Being able to clearly choose between becoming who you want to be and how to find true happiness is probably one of the most difficult research topics of all.
I have a suggestion for you, Lessig. Why don't you return to Mondstadt and tell your parents what you just told us?
They'll probably try to tear me limb from limb. But
This is something that I've been thinking about, too. Perhaps the two of us... The Lawrence clan is just like this stage. It was once home to glorious performances, but those days are...
She's so solid and tough, but also clear and open, like an ice cube.
Are you all done talking now?
Yes, I think so. By the way, that is for you. Please take it.
Oh, it's one of the missing components! Wait.
Well, you didn't ask.
Okay, we'll let the Traveler...
Wait, it looks pretty familiar. Have we seen one of these before?
Shh!
Now's not the time to brag about being a hero. Ah, right. I also bought a similar box at the...
Yes, people often use this kind of box for candy at festivals. This was one of the materials originally used, but now that the tent has been repaired, we no longer need it. Eating the candy from the box as an adult will never be as delicious as it was when you were a kid. But if you really think about it...
Ah, so when it comes down to it, eating candy is sort of like life.
So, as of now, we've already collected 3. I'm sorry that repairing the tent took so much of everyone's time.
Завис. Во. Ну, давай отрисаешь. Все, пизда. А, нет, все. А, ну. Ай, блядь. Я обожаю эту загрузку. Ну, подождем. Так, все. Угу. Понятно. Так, ну мы все-таки сюжетку будем проходить. У нас осталась последняя локация, я так понял, и все. Так.
Adventures to the forest. Yep, you could say that. How about you? Well, I suppose it's time I told you that as the divine priestess of Watatsumi Island, the truth is that a relic known as the Shinro casket was lost from Watatsumi Island long ago. But recently, an orb matching the relic's description suddenly began emitting light, almost as if it was guiding people to it. This is what led me to find the relic's whereabouts. I wasn't lying when I said that. Goro has often told me that sitting at home reading light novels is not the best of practices, and that I should as I made my way from Watatsumi Island to Sumeru, I enjoyed a variety of breathtaking sights. I was surprised to find that the relic had ended up in the desert. I knew it was somewhere here, but I still couldn't pinpoint though I feel that Idia was not intentionally trying to hide anything from us. This domain does have plenty of secrets. Now that you mention it, a lot did happen. I see. When you found Lessig, did you also... I'm afraid that he was caught up in his thoughts and didn't pay attention to his surroundings. Actually, before... Hey, everyone! Oh, I hope we're not interrupting your conversation. It's alright. You two did a lot today. Care to... Sure! That would be perfect! Eula...
Turns out Idia has a cooking stove and oven. Seriously, why didn't...
Oh! So did you make us some moon...
No. I made something called storm crust pie. You should try one, traveler.
And I made some pita pockets. You could try some, Kokomi. Sorry. I should call you General. Oh, I would be happy to try some. By the way, Eula, how's your...
Oh, him. You would never guess, but...
Да ёпту. Понятная битва. Где уж лисички. Шипячащие шалозики. последний поход. Перед следующего утра, ну как всегда. Сука. Ладно. Так. Что-то много стрём. Наверху или внизу? Походу вверху. Так, куда? А, то есть она внизу все-таки, да? Да, она все-таки внизу. Ну ладно. Ай, блядь. Сука, текстура. Ну да, тут текстура, блядь, прям.
Really? You do that? Oh, but that.
No, really, it's all right. We wanted to.
Yes, and to be completely fair,
Oh? What happened? Did Paimon miss something?
Hello, you two. Lessig was just telling us.
perhaps you should allow me. I'm afraid it was I who caused all this trouble in the dome.
Yes.
To be precise, I saw a most exquisite water orb at the entrance of the domain. It reminded me of an astrolabe my grandfather gave me when I was 7 years. I was curious if it could rotate, so I reached out and touched. Little did I know that it was the core of this entire domain. What I mean to say is,
It's not just your fault. I failed in my responsibilities as the caretaker.
Oh, you mean the big ball of water at the entrance? Yes, that's the one. Anyway, after giving it some thought, but we were concerned you wouldn't be able to handle it all alone. So Eula and I.
But don't be mistaken. I'm not doing this out of the kindness of my heart like Kale. My job.
Oh! I don't think anyone's buying that anymore, Eula. Though I do remember that right.
no, I'll get.
Either way, Lessig is going to be in charge of making lunch for everyone today.
Yes, I'll try, but I'm not sure.
What was that?
No, I mean, thanks everyone for giving me a chance to redeem myself.
Very good. But you should conserve your strength. Many parts of the domain are still in disrepair.
Seems Adia has a little more pep in her step after finding others to help do the work.
Now that you three are situated, we can focus on what the rest of us will be. I'll go gather the others. We should get ready to leave as soon as possible.
And there she goes. Maybe this is how it feels to be in charge.
Так, ну чё, последний член. Куда нам? Пешком. Бля. Ну, как я сказал, я буду не скипать. Ладно, пойдем пешком прогуляемся. Эти лодки здесь есть? Есть лодка? Лодка есть, но она далеко. Да. Ладно.
happen now. We're going to retrieve the last missing component. My working theory is that the director listed on the sign hasn't.
No details slips by our general.
What's a director? A director is a kind of job. The one we're looking for is named Zosimos. Zosimos is responsible for managing everything that happens on the stage, similar to how Idea is responsible for managing the whole realm.
Wow! Sounds like Miss Idea must be way busier.
You'd think so, wouldn't you? Care to comment on that at all, Idea?
Maybe someone else can explain. I'm just enjoying taking it easy, as usual. The director doesn't get out much. He's almost always cooped up in his treehouse making But I'm trying to remember now.
Huh? You don't remember?
Hey, don't forget! I'm just the master.
I believe it's that way. Though he might prefer to be alone. Given he often has to move stage props, I suspect and having a view of the entire stage would be useful when imagining a production. So if I were him, I'd probably pick a treehouse over.
But how do you know which direction the theater...
Simple. The overall layout and decorations look...
Oh, good point!
По-моему, сейчас будет хреново, потому что мы сейчас поедем, да? Поедем. Чё, погнали. Как-то загружается, пиздец. Тук-тук. И мало тебе здесь библиотека.
Where did that blasted automation mechanism go? Who's that?
Yes, Zosimos! 'Tis I, Idea!
This is a surprise.
Curled up in a fetal position, crying to yourself?
Wow, what a fascinating little
The name's Paimon? And no, Paimon's no mind reader.
It seems everyone shares a similar opinion.
I knew from the start that a managerial role wasn't for me. But I found my true
Mascot? Is that a new role? I don't remember casting you.
Okay, enough about me. I'm just here to introduce... And that's why we came to see you. Well...
I do. I'm afraid the incident has caused many malfunctions with the stage mechanisms. And I...
Okay, so you're holding the component ransom till we help you fix the mechanisms, huh?
No. Till we fix the stage.
I'd have thought he wants us to make some more props, no?
Or maybe...
You're all forgetting that the majority of his work involves writing scripts. I'll wager that he wants us to edit them.
What has gotten into you all? What sort of person do you take me for, The component, although I was hoping that... you're a big group. I have lots of roles to fill. It would really...
A show? I want to help. Can we?
Also, truth be told, I've hit a bit of a roadblock in my script, and was just... Suddenly, I got my muse back. I don't know how to explain it, but...
Huh? You mean that story you've been stuck on forever? Are you serious?
Yes, really. Just give me a little time, and I'll write it all up. In the meantime, I'll leave things to you, Idea.
Whoa. And he's off to write the script.
Zosimos has always wanted to write an epic story about a thief and a mage. Apparently, he got the idea from... Why don't you all take some time for yourselves while I see what I can do? We'll
A director, my friends, is a storyteller. And the key ingredient to every good story is inspiration. The moment I laid eyes on the heroine was the missing piece of the puzzle. The rest of the story flowed naturally.
Упс, ой, блин. Ой, блин.
Well, is everything clear?
Director Zosimos, how do you put...
Let me see. Ah, that's sojourn. It means to stay for a while. This is a very cute...
Oh, wait, there's another word.
It's okay, Klee. We can go through your lines together a few more times.
That would be most appreciated, Kaya. I had a feeling about you, actually. You seem to know a thing or two.
You're too kind. It's all in the script, really. It just...
Oh, you think so? Well, you definitely haven't... If I make it as a big-time director, then I can see us working together for the long term. Be sure to stay in...
What can I say?
Great. Fantastic. Now then, please go through your scripts one more time. If you need me for anything, I'll be in the big theater.
Wonder what the theaters are like here. Let's go check it out while everyone's still getting ready.
Это чё? Что?
I suppose this will do.
Where did it go? I put it right here.
Hey, Zosimos! What you up to?
Oh, it's you two. Please, come here. Feast your eyes on this stage. I decided...
So, directors have to design the stage too?
Oh, I'm no ordinary director. I take a more...
Sounds like a lot of work. Edea wouldn't be...
Edea has her work cut out for her too, you know. She's my one and only member of the audience. Though she often criticizes my show. Well, she just says what she thinks. You don't know how to write, or this is getting ridiculous. I think it's because But even though she's my harshest critic, she's also been my biggest supporter in a lot of ways. I'm very grateful to her. I've always dreamed of being a director, but I've never...
So, what did you do before...
Like I said, I dreamed. From a young age. Every time I came home after a show, I'd go over the story again. Unfortunately, I couldn't offer much beyond my practical skills. So I ended up spending most of my... Don't get me wrong, I do love building the set, but nothing...
No wonder you only wrote director on the sign.
Exactly. You're not doing a great... By the way, could I ask you for your help with something? I'm having trouble finding the master script.
The one you only just finished writing?
Yeah. After I handed everyone their copies, I held... If it's not here, then it might be in the attic. But, I still have some things to do to get the stage ready.
No problem. We'll find it.
Так. Не выйти надо, что ли? А, понял. А чё, блядь? Что-то все выше или что? Блядь, что делать-то мне?
Whoa! Look at all these books! Now, where's the master script? Oh, it sounds like a water droplet is on the second floor. Let's go have a look. Wow, this is a lot of... Looks like the water droplet has been managing them for the director. Most of them look like works in progress. Then it should be the one that's finished. Okay, let's look for the thickest one, and this is the only script that fits the bill. Plus, it looks pretty neat. Let's go give it to Director Zosimos. Zosimos, we got your script!
Ah, thank you. That's a huge help. I'm running out. Anyway, the stage is secondary. The performance is what really matters.
You don't sound very confident in what you're...
It's true. I realize now that a show, even if you have the same actors performing on the same stage, the performance will be slightly different every time. Those subtle differences are what make each performance okay. One last request. Traveler, you can enter. The truth is that my sets are composed entirely of preprints. First, I use materials to make the object. Now, of course, preprints are really meant for making objects to furnish the domain. So using but Edea said that if this is what I really want to...
So that's what you meant earlier.
I'd like the Traveler to go into the preprint set and help move props around during the performance. The reason is,
Oh, Paimon gets it now. If you're busy directing, moving the props, and operating all the...
Yes. I know that I'm no master plate, even if it really is a half-baked script, with shoddy writing and moments of sheer ridiculousness.
Hard to turn a guy down after a speech like that.
Thank you. Genuinely, I'm so grateful. Long, long ago, there was a great thief. He lived in a land where the light did not shine, where all...
People call me?
Sorry, Kaya. Directly into the microphone, please. Otherwise your voice'll... you know.
Okay. They call me the Dagger Bandit, but no one sees that I rob the rich and give to the poor. Here in the dark, evildoers run rampant in the shadows, while the good, honest folk stumble blindly on, just trying to find a way through.
As the bandit brooded, suddenly the world was inexplicably changed as a single star appeared on the horizon and flew across the sky. Traveler, stomp on that movement mechanism in front of you.
Light. A brief flash, yet enough to illuminate the world. If I can find the source of that light, I can shine it into the darkness, and the people will suffer in blindness no longer.
Without a moment to spare, he set off to follow the star's course. All the while, the star kept moving through the sky. Traveler, the star kept moving through the sky.
Looks like I have to go through the desert. This could get dangerous.
If everything he'd heard was to be believed, the desert ahead was a no-man's land filled with horrors. Worse still, the star had landed in the most difficult-to-reach location, surrounded by sheer cliffs. But he was determined to press onward.
I've come this far, and I'm not about to turn back now.
The Dagger Bandit trekked deep into the desert wasteland. Yet when he finally arrived at his destination, he found not a fallen star, but a young girl, dressed in white.
How strange. I'm positive this is where the star landed. Young lady, do you know where the light has gone?
The girl replied,
Traveler from afar, the light you seek is only a bottled flame. But the flame has now died, and its light is long gone.
A bottled flame?
Yes, it was a gift from another.
And so, the girl began to tell the story of how the bottle came into her possession. The girl hailed from a kingdom that sat atop the waterfalls. But when the reigning dynasty fell and a new one seized power, she and her people fled for their lives. A thick fog began to fill the air as she made her way through the forest, and dense thickets tried to block her path. There is a mechanism down there that you can press to retract the thicket board below the stage.
If I only had a lamp to guide me through this wretched forest, then I could survive.
With scratches covering her arms and legs, the girl pressed through the pain and made her way forward. The road ahead was arduous, but she was determined to press onward.
I've come this far, and I'm not about to turn back now.
But just as she was drawing near her destination, a huge stretch of thorns and brambles suddenly came into view. Despair set in and began to weigh on her heart.
If only someone could help me, I would give anything in return.
The girl's heartfelt wish in her moment of desperation did not go unheard.
Wait! There's no mechanism for the final thicket!
Ugh, I must have forgotten to check those boards.
According to the story, those thickets should be gone from the stage now, right?
Yes, total oversight on my part. Ugh, what a pain.
I can help! Traveler, catch! It's a Dumpty Dumpty!
The girl's heartfelt wish did not go unheard, for a Jumpy Dumpty, who was passing by, helped to clear a path for her.
Oh, thank you, Jumpy Dumpty.
And so the girl continued her journey deeper into the forest. But what she found there was not a lamp, but a mage glowing with fire. So, just to clarify, it was supposed to be the mage who helped burn a path through the thicket.
Save it for the end, man!
The mage took pity on the girl and handed her a bottle. Then, the mage began to tell the story of how the bottle came into her possession. The fiery mage had an adventurous spirit and enjoyed taking long journeys. On one such journey, while taking rest in an oasis, she found a beautiful bottle by a crescent-shaped lake.
Klee, quick, get in the light.
She was an extraordinary mage with the power to grant people their wishes. She turned the bottle into a thing of equally extraordinary power. But the only place that it could make wishes come true was inside of the bottle.
Oh me, oh my! Look at this wonderful bottle of mine! It could make a fine toy. But better still, a sojourner's home.
The fiery mage blew into the bottle, allowing it to grant one single wish outside its glass walls.
Oh, am I supposed to blow into it? Wow, it lit up!
A flame was kindled within the bottle, and it began to glow a fiery red, just like the mage herself. After the mage finished telling her story, she disappeared, leaving only the bottle behind.
A magic bottle that can grant wishes. And I wish to leave this place and go somewhere where no one will ever find me again.
And then, the bottle seemed to softly inquire.
I don't know.
The flame in the bottle faded as the girl's single wish was granted, and she found herself in the middle of the desert, far away, where no one could ever find her. When the Dagger Bandit listened to her story, he sighed in disappointment that the flame with the power to grant wishes outside of the bottle had already died.
But this doesn't make sense. If it truly granted my wish, then nobody should have been able to find me here.
Maybe they shouldn't. The desert is difficult and dangerous to navigate, but I was determined to make it, no matter what.
Then take this bottle with you for your trouble. It may be able to grant you your wish, though sadly, only within the confines of the bottle itself.
All I wish for is light.
Honoring the bandit's request, the girl wished for light inside the bottle, and sure enough, it lit up. They found that while the light was only generated within, it could nonetheless shine through the glass and reach anywhere in the outside world.
Even though it doesn't burn as brilliantly as the light that shone before, this is still an extraordinary light. What will you do after I take the bottle?
I don't know.
Well, then maybe you should come back with me.
With no reason to refuse, the girl accompanied the Dagger Bandit back to the land where the light did not shine. They brought light to that place, and the darkness was dispersed, and they lived happily ever after.
And we're done! See
Seems the show went pretty well.
Mr. Honorary Knight! Didn't I do great? I felt like I really was the fiery maid.
Wow, great costume, Glee. As soon as Paimon saw your shadow, she thought straight away, what a cute hat.
Glee loves it! Thanks, Mr. Zosimos. Oh, wait, no, I mean,
Mr. Director? Huh, no one's ever called me that before.
Miss Adia said that she tailored it a little bit so it would fit me. But you were the one who designed and made it.
Yeah, that's amazing. And it sounds like Adia did a
It was nothing really. Just one of those, oh no, whatever shall I wear to the ball moments.
Sewing is an art in its own right. You're more talented than you give yourself credit for, Adia.
Really? Oh, I'm just gonna go for a sec.
Все пошло.
She gets embarrassed so easily. She really can't.
Adia's a sensitive person and doesn't have a whole lot of self-confidence.
Don't worry. I'll go make sure she's okay.
So, what did you all think of the play? And
Uh-oh, time to get serious.
oh, absolutely. I had the courage to ask, didn't I? So, don't mince your words.
Okay, Paimon will go first. So, the dialogue at the beginning was pretty good, but it ran out of steam as the story went on. Paimon could tell that you ran out of inspiration. The characters were honestly a little bit ridiculous. Paimon didn't get what you were trying to do. The moment...
Yes, all very good points, Paimon. I would add that in its attempt to pay tribute to the series 1,000 Nights, all semblance of a coherent was sacrificed. Plus,
Miss Adia, what are you doing back?
Oh, you know, I return like the tide when people start discussing...
Huh. Especially when it has to do with criticizing...
Mm-hmm. But there was one thing I liked about it. Just one, mind you. You think so? I thought I was letting him off lightly.
Adia, could I borrow you for a moment?
Oh, sure. Excuse me for a moment. Back to you, Paimon. Keep up the good criticism.
Okay, in that case, Paimon did have one other complaint.
Let's hear it. Taking criticism on the chin.
The ending was all wrong. The girl's motives were clear and simple the whole way through. It was kind of... And doesn't anyone else find it weird how her whole community was on the run, but she was only looking out for herself the whole time?
I'm fine. I'm not going to improve without feedback. I also learned a lot this time with the chance to be off stage.
What a great attitude. You don't seem upset at all by our comments.
I wouldn't say I'm completely unaffected, but you're only speaking the truth.
Still, now that Paimon thinks about it, you did finish the script in a bit of a rush.
That's perfectly fine. Nothing. We all use our imaginations when we're kids, right? I used to play with dolls and my own cardboard cutouts by the light of an oil lamp. Fast forward to now, and in many ways, I'm still that same little kid. Lying on his bed, making sound effects. Of course, a director can accomplish nothing without a cast and crew.
Hey, don't mention it. We had a blast.
Okay, here, take this.
It's the bottle from the show! The one that lit up when I blew into it.
That's right. Can you guess the secret?
Oh, maybe there's an invisible fairy inside.
Bingo!
That should do the trick. Oh, wait, this needs tightening up a little. Hold on, this will only take...
This outfit's more fashionable than I imagined.
Excuse me, everyone. Do you have a moment? Especially you, Zosimos. Idia wants to do a little something.
A dream come true?
Yes. She said that as useless as she is, she wants to do something for you as the first person. Her words, not mine. I have to disagree, though. I have never thought of Idia.
How is this suddenly about... If everybody is ready, then I'd like to invite tonight's male lead to take the stage. Ta-da!
Ля какой.
How is me changing outfits supposed to make the director's day? It's just a prototype costume.
Don't be silly. If I know our director, nothing will make him happier than to see his ideas brought to life by...
Well, then I'm happy to oblige. Who...
Zosimos drew up countless designs and made a few prototypes before landing on this one. It just needed some tailoring to fit properly, so I made a few stitches here and there.
Oh, it's perfect. Oh, I'm so touched. Thank you all.
How are you doing? Recovered?
Oh, I'm good. Thank...
Oh, please, don't mention it. Well, now that we have the final component, it's time.
Can I keep wearing my costume?
Please do, by all means.
Yay! Kaya, keep wearing yours too. It looks...
I agree with our mage. I'm sure it's not every...
Sure. I think I can be a bandit for a little...
Bye-bye, Mr. Director.
Take care, my dear friends.
Куда? Так.
Yes. Idia had the water droplet send us a message just as the show was coming to an end.
How is Lessig doing?
He finished all the maintenance work, but it took a lot out of him. He's now...
Oh, I feel...
Consider it his atonement. It's only fair that he had to do...
If you say so. Okay, without further ado, let's go and...
Isn't this where we first met Waterdrop?
Correct! The core of the Valyrian Mirage is the largest streaming projector of all. And this dome...
Whoa, so everything we've seen is created by this? So, to fix it, same process as usual, right? Do we need to use...
Exactly! Well done!
It's hard to forget after doing it so many times now.
Let's get going! This is the final...
Yay! Suddenly Paimon's...
The hub consists of these components. All you need to do is place them onto the foundation in the right shape.
The right shape? But we've never seen what it looks like.
Все, пизда. Ну, скорее всего, тут.
Oh, don't worry about it.
Или нет. Разница-то есть.
Sometimes you have no standard.
Ну-ка, подожди.
Let's take a moment to rest and plan our next move.
Так.
But why isn't it turning?
The components are back in the core, and the hub is restored. That's all we needed to do. Like any wound, it just needs time to heal. It'll probably just start turning again.
Really? I thought that with your special ability...
What?
Huh? All of us are dying to see it. Not just how the domain looks when it's fixed.
I want to see Adia using her magic powers too. What are you guys talking about? And how is Clean on this, but Paimon?
They're referring to our mascot's true form.
As I've said all along, there's much more to Idia than she gives herself credit for. She has a very...
Did you notice right away, General? I only found out when I was checking.
So our general was the first to notice. It seems like she's more perceptive.
I'd say the same about you, Kaya.
What the... All of you? No? I mean, I wasn't trying to... It's just... For people who stumble upon this place by accident, I think my current form is more approachable than my true one. I don't want...
What? What is it? And whatever it is, how the heck does everyone know about it?
Well, for one thing, I sensed elemental energy. Then my mind started to wander as I was reading a storybook. And suddenly, I had a thought. Since Hydro...
You hit the nail on the head. Alright, in that case...
Океанит.
I am an Oceanid who was exiled here when the former Hydro Archon passed away. My name is Adia.
Wow, Adia! Yours...
Now that I'm in my true form, I suddenly feel a little...
You look stunning. You should be flaunting this look.
Oh, come on. I'm too...
Wait, so does this mean that all the people we met...
I'm guessing that the human counterparts to these Hydro alter egos are long gone.
That's right. When they wanted to leave, I took... The components are, in fact, gifts that they gave to me, but I'm always curious about what brings people here. So I used the streaming projector to...
The power to grant wishes, but only with...
Exactly.
It's a truly extraordinary...
I've just realized something. When the components fell, it was after the components landed where they did.
So now that the components have been reached...
Don't worry, they'll be quite safe. As long... However much we might criticize each other or get into scuffles, in this...
I had so much fun in the choo-choo cart and hanging out with... Me neither. I'll always remember my...
Very good. But it's
This one's all yours, Adia. Our magical please...
Всякая сцена будет, что ли? Ничего.
Huh? That's strange. Nothing happened. Oh, crumbs. Not now. Not right off the back of every... Someone get me a bottle. I'm hiding my...
You're already in a...
What now? This was the only way. Now... Yes, General Sangonomiya?
If it's okay with you, would you let me borrow the Shinro casket from the domain?
Ah, the Shinro casket. That sounds... Here. Is this it?
Wow! It's the relic that Kokomi mentioned earlier! So
It was once a ritual vessel used for making offerings in the Moon Shrine. Several centuries ago, the relic was lost when the pearl that goes with it should be able to sense the casket's location. But,
Well, imagine it was a sound instead of light. If the room is too big,
Oh, I get it now. The shell...
I understand now, too. The core has been wearing out recently.
to get back to the story, without the offerings at the shrine, yet countless people who have visited this domain brought their wishes with...
Wow! I never knew this...
It is powerful enough to help you repair the
But what do I do with it?
It's
Зависать,
simple.
блин.
We just need to awaken it by telling it what, for example, my name and my wish is to use my critical thinking and strategic planning skills. Itia, what do you...
Me? My wish is that all those who have sojourned to the Valurian Mirage in the past will achieve what they even though I know full well that trying to build a railway in the outside world is just a... And I know that Zosimos has a lot of improving to do as a playwright. It's going to be tough for him back in... Despite all of that, somehow...
Okay, the combined power of our hopes and dreams is at your disposal.
Look! The wheel's been fixed!
Я, конечно, ожидал, как и в этом архипелаге будет, блять. Ну, походу, нет. Ну ладно.
Dia, you're back to normal.
Everyone's praise and curious questions went to my head. I said so many things I'm so ashamed of, and
Please don't say that. Yours?
Yeah, and you weren't granting wishes for yourself. I have friends like that too. Other people's hopes and dreams are what motivate them. If you ask me, that's one of the—
Please, no more praise. I'm really not comfortable with it. Someone like me doesn't deserve so many people's praise.
Well, at least the domain is fixed now. And all—
What's the matter, Klee?
I suddenly have loads and loads of more wishes. I want to ride the choo-choo car. Is there a way to get up on top of the wheel, Edea?
There is a way, but there's only space for a very few people.
That's okay. I can go up by myself. But it'd be more fun with Mr. Honorary Knight. Are we sure about this? What happens if we fall off? Well, yeah, but...
Don't worry, I'll be there to make sure no one falls off. I haven't been up there in
Чё? Я могу встать, да? Нет, не могу. Стой, сука. И как не забраться, предлагаете?
Wow! So high! I can see everything! Edea, next time you need to bring Kaya and the others up here.
Sure thing. Whenever people have to leave this domain, I like to come up here and spend some time. They're always overjoyed when they first arrive and start, but once they realize that they can't take anything home with them, they get upset. Some of them.
Do you ever get sad, Edea?
I feel lonely at times, but not sad. A lot of people destroy everything they created before leaving, but some don't. Like the Before they left, they asked me to make replicas of themselves using hydro-eidolons. Then they tasked these replicas with maintaining every—
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I don't know how they're faring in the outside world, but just the thought that one day they might it feels like I'm here waiting for them in the future, where they've— really? I just think that every dream, every wish is like whether someone is still working towards their dream or living it already, as long as whenever they think back to that spark of light within—
Well, I feel super happy.
Then I guess I finally paid Alice back after all these years. Funny to think I've been—
Time for Paimon to give you a nickname! Mud Fairy! Watch out for Edea!
How dare you mock me! Roar! I'll gobble you up! I'm still embarrassed to have shown you my uglier side. But I'm glad the Valorium Mirage is up and running again. This place is going to be bustling.
Yep! I want to get everyone for one last ride on the choo-choo car!
Да, место красивое, конечно. Так. Ну, начинается. Сюжетку мы прошли. Остались сами мини-игры. Так что... Так, давайте... Давайте так. Ну что ж, увидимся в следующей серии. Будем проходить мини-игры. Всем пока-пока.